everyone, welcome back to Dish Kitty Studio. My name is Trish and thank you for watching my Dish Does Ross project. This is week 5, but I want to start out with a project from that a friend of mine did from week 4. Last week's prompt was this card, and it says, I'm going to try to read it off the screen here. Now then, let's wash this old brush. That's the, sorry, I can't read it from there. That's the fun part of this whole technique, okay? Shake off the excess and just beat the devil out of it. So that was the prompt for week 4, and my friend Stephanie submitted this amazing project, which looks like so much fun. Take a look at these photos. So Stephanie clearly made some beautiful snowflakes. She painted them and cut them, and you can see they're hanging in the window, and it looks like they might have some sparkles on them, which is amazing. So thank you so much, Stephanie. If you want to follow Stephanie on Instagram, the link is down below. On to week 5. This week's card says, let's put a few little highlights in there just to make them little rascals just sparkle in the sun. So that is the prompt for this week. I have a project that came in already this week from my good friend BJ. She loves to crochet and she also plays Dungeons and Dragons. So she crocheted this amazing dragon. Take a look. So she made that project for a friend and it turned out so great. Thank you so much, BJ. If you want to follow BJ on social media, take a look down below and the links will be there. Let's get started and you can see what I did for this week, week 5. I appreciate you watching, and make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, and I will draw the card for week 6 and you can see what the next prompt is going to be, and hopefully you'll decide to follow along. If you want to join in, all you have to do is post your work on social media anywhere and use the hashtag 52happylittleweeks, and I will see it, and I'd love to share your work in my next video. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to watch all the way to the end, and I'll see you soon. Hey everyone, today I am ready to do week 5 of the Dish Does Ross project, and this is the card. I'm sure you remember. It says, let's put a few little highlights in there just to make them little rascals just sparkle in the sun. So I thought about this card a lot and I kicked around a lot of ideas. None of them were very good. I just really didn't feel any particular spark of inspiration or idea from this. So what I decided to do is I have this whole box of these transparency films. I got them quite a while ago at a thrift store. It's just a box of like clear, I don't know, probably acetate, I guess, sheets, 8.5 by 11. I've been sitting on them forever. I've been trying to kind of think of different creative ways to use them. I did use them in my daily journal recently. Let me show you what that looked like in case you don't watch those videos on my channel. But I've been drinking a lot of tea lately, and I wanted to sort of keep track of the different teas I tried. So I just cut up this piece of acetate and I saved all my little tea tags. I stapled them on here, and then I just tipped it into my journal here and then wrote about, you know, how I'm trying to drink less coffee and more tea. So that was kind of like one idea I had, which I think it turned out really cool. I like it. But I have a ton of these things. So I thought, all right, what am I going to do with them? And I have an idea. We're going to try it. We're going to wing it. And we're going to see how it goes. I have a piece of transparency film here. I don't know if you can even see it. I stuck it on this piece of Tyvek, this white Tyvek, just so that I'd have something to kind of work with. And I think I'm actually gonna just tape down a couple of the corners here. Here's my plan. My plan is, step one, I am going to put a layer. I was thinking about gesso, but all I have is white gesso, and I want this to stay transparent. So I am going to try matte medium. I'm going to put a layer of matte medium down on this thing, and then I'm going to try to paint over it and see if I can get kind of, I'm just going to try to do like a kind of an abstract type of thing, I think, and just sort of see what happens. But ideally, I should be able to put paint on top, like acrylic paint on top of the matte medium, and then we'd have like a two-sided piece of abstract artwork that I'd be able to cut up using collages, whatever I want to do. So I've got some matte medium here. This is just Liquitex regular fluid medium, matte medium, and I'm going to put a little bit of that on here and spread it around and then let it dry, and we will see what happens. Oh, probably too much. Okay, it's pretty dry to the touch. So the first thing I want to do is I've got, this is just acrylic paint that is heavily diluted with water. So it's just a really, it should be a very nice, give us a nice transparent kind of wash. Now I do want to make sure that matte medium isn't gluing this down and I can still pick it up, because matte medium is basically glue. Alright, so I'm just going to take this brush, and again, this is just really watered down acrylic, and I'm just going to try to sort of spread it around and see what happens. So now I've got just like regular acrylic paint. I'm going to just try to spread some of this on here and just kind of see what happens. Again, as usual, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done this before. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know how transparent it'll be. I don't know what's happening. Alright, it feels, it's pretty dry to the touch, and I just want to see what it looks like from the back. Oh, look at that. You see that? Let me pull this other piece of tape up. I'm not too worried about getting these corners painted, because my intention is probably that I'm just really messing around, but I think especially for this first piece, I will just probably just cut it up and use it for collage, or use it for something in my art journal or my daily journal or something. So look at that, it's pretty cool so far. Alright, I think I want to try to maybe actually paint something or some shapes, or I don't know. I'm going to try to see what I can do here. I'm going to go ahead and tape down the corners again. I'm going to tape down the opposite ones just so I can maybe, well, I guess I don't have any matte medium there, do I? I guess I can fix that. So there, now I've got added some matte medium to these corners that didn't have any because of the tape. And let's see, let's play around some more. I think I do, like I said, I do have white gesso. I think I might try a little bit of gesso in at least one spot and just kind of see what happens there. This is, I just have plain white gesso. This is like, whatever, some generic brand. Artist Loft, so it's from Michaels. Just white gesso, nothing special. I'm going to dip it right into the water because I want it to be pretty, like it to be pretty transparent. but maybe we want a little bit more because it doesn't look like it's doing too much. So that might give us a little bit nicer base to paint on, and I think it will change the look of this whole thing from one side to the other, which might be kind of fun. Because that should give it a little bit more cloudiness on this side and should look a little bit more opaque on the other side. I'm not sure. I'm guessing, as always. Alright, I think we need, let me take a little bit of this first and just get these corners going where I put that medium, since they were blank. I'm loving this color palette so far. So in terms of this week's card, the reason I thought using this transparent film might be kind of cool is because the card is specifically about highlights and sparkling in the sun, and I thought, you know, this is obviously a clear film, but it's very shiny too. So, alright, I'm going to dry this quick. Alright, so I happen to have just like this little scrap of, you can see it's just like some drop paper here. I'm just going to slide this underneath. Oh, look at that. So it did get a little cloudier. I don't know how much of that you can see, honestly, with the gesso. Oh, but how cool! So you can see underneath from, yeah. Okay, this is fun so far. I hope I can make it actually work. What I think, I got out my Mod Podge because I have a feeling that because of the transparency film, I think that, you know, the paint or whatever will just scratch right off once it's dry because it won't adhere. But I'm thinking if I put Mod Podge on top of it, it might make it a little bit more stable so that I should be able to cut it up and touch it, rub it, scratch it, and it won't come right off. It might still be somewhat delicate, but hopefully not, you know, to the point where it's useless. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to add some more color. I think I'm going to go with, I have this beautiful, is this the one? No, that's Ultra Blue. I have this really pretty Midnight Blue. Well, if I can find it. Aha, here we go. This is just craft paint, Anita's all-purpose acrylic. I think that might be really pretty in here though. Let's see. I'm going to try just a little bit because it's such a dark color. I think I'm going to want to water it down a bit to keep that nice transparency that we have going. But, oh, this color, this is probably one of my favorite paint colors that I have. It's so pretty. Oh, and it looks lovely with what we've got going on here. So I'm going to try to get some, kind of some texture here with these brush strokes so that it just looks a little bit more interesting. Alright, I think the next thing I want to do, well, first of all, I'm going to dry this. So let me dry it and I'll be right back. Alright, I think I'm gonna call this done for right now. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and try, it's dry to the touch. I'm going to take the tape off and I am going to just go ahead and put a layer of Mod Podge on the top, hopefully to try to seal it. So first I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. Look at this, it's beautiful. Look at the backside where it's all shiny. How gorgeous is that? And you can see where that silver paint is showing through. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I just hope that, let me shake up this Mod Podge. I hope that it will, you know, the Mod Podge will make it kind of stable. Okay, so this is pretty dry. It's still just a tiny bit sticky to the touch, but it's dry. So this is the top piece. This is the piece the side that has the matte medium on top, and then this is the back side. I think I'm going to try this again right now, but I'm going to leave this one to dry completely. And I'm going to try this again with another sheet, but I'm going to put gesso. I'm going to try the white gesso, and just kind of see how that goes. I still think we'll have to cover it with Mod Podge afterwards, but I just want to see how that turns out and what it looks like from the backside. I mean, I'm loving this. I can imagine using this. It would be so cool to kind of use as an overlay on my pages, like I did with that page I showed you with the T tags. I could do something like that so that my writing is underneath. I could just cut this up into bits and use it as background or collage pieces for my art journal. I think it would be really, really cool to have writing, like my journaling or something, underneath it. I do feel like I'm going to try to... It's even less sticky than it was when I first started. I'm going to try to... Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not like I'm rubbing my fingernail over it and it's not scratching. So the paint's not coming up, which is what I was worried about, because I was worried with this such a slick, non-porous surface. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put white gesso down. I think I'm going to stick it down with tape again, just because it helps me to see because it's so, it's clear. I can see the shine, but that's about it. I'm going to put some tape down, and I'm going to just cover this whole thing with white gesso. So I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I went ahead and covered this next sheet with a thin layer of gesso, just white gesso. I did add a little bit of water just because I wanted it to be kind of cloudy and not, just stark white, because I was afraid it would not be transparent at all. I didn't want to bore you with the entire footage of everything, but I tried this is just more acrylic paint. This is the watered down acrylic paint. I tried, this cloud here was with pastel, but you can see that I did go ahead and put a clear layer of Mod Podge on top of this piece already. And it did kind of smear. I was worried about using water-soluble media because once you put that clear coat on top, it will move around too. I tried ballpoint pen here, and you can see that did... Here, let me pull this up so I can show you up close. The ballpoint also smeared a little bit. If you can see that, I did that quick little face and this little leaf over here, and those did smear a little bit, but not bad. I mean, they look all right. This part down here, though, I'm actually quite excited about. This I did with, I started out with just a pencil. So this is just pencil here, these pencil marks, if you can see those on the corner. And then I sketched out a quick flower, and I colored it with just regular Crayola crayons. And then I did like a yellow Crayola background, and look how beautiful that turned out. That stayed very stable. Even with the stuff, the Mod Podge on top, it's very, it stayed on there very nicely, and it's still very transparent. Look at that. You can still see my hand underneath it. So let's take a look at the back side. That is also quite pretty. So I'm pretty excited. I went ahead, like I said, I did put the Mod Podge on top. This is completely dry. I want to go ahead and get that other piece out, because this is also completely dry. And take a look at it. I think it's beautiful. I love it. I love both sides of it. I think it's gorgeous. So I can think of a lot of different things I'm going to do with these. Especially, I'm very excited to see that crayon turned out so great. That gives you such vibrant color. You can do a lot of really interesting drawings and things like that, and then use them in collage, use them as overlays, use them just as background so that you can see what's underneath them. I think they turned out really cool. The only other thing I was kind of interested in doing on camera is I want to I'm going to cut this flower out, and then we'll be able to, I want to try to put it on. I'm going to get some of that acrylic in there too because I think that looks kind of cool. So here's just this piece. So I'm going to grab my art journal, which is right here. It's just an old French textbook. And like, let's take a look at, so see, you stick that down there. Let me zoom in just a little bit. I'm making the camera go crazy. But you can see how you can still see the words underneath. And this is with gesso. So even that white gesso still comes out really nice and transparent. So you can see that you can still see those images underneath with this on top, which I think is so cool and so exciting, and I'm really excited about this. I'm going to do a lot more of this, I think. See, you can still look at that. It looks so cool. So anyway, I think that's about it for this week. I think this is such a fun idea. I'm going to do much more of it. I'm excited. I am going to use a lot of these. Now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get more of these transparency films, because I'm wondering if I have a box of 100 and I've used maybe 5 of them, but I could see running out of them because I think this is really cool. I am excited to do some interesting things, especially with the crayons like this, and then putting them on some different backgrounds and things like that. So I think that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you will give this a try. It was really, really fun and really simple, honestly. So thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you again next week with another crazy project where I have no idea what I'm doing. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching that. I don't know if you could tell that I was kind of excited by those transparency films. I think I said the word excited like 86 times. But I wanted to show you one more thing. I did this one after I stopped rolling. I did this one with, this is also with white gesso. If you look closely, you can see that it's a little bit thick right around her face, like particularly in here in the nose and underneath her eye. But I did sketch this with pencil and I colored it with crayons. I used this part right here is actually black gesso because I have white and black. So I decided to try that out too. But I think she turned out so great. She's very transparent. Take a look. I don't know if you can see my face through it, but you can definitely see my hand. So anyway, I am really excited about these. I think they're super cool. I'm going to use them in a lot of different ways. All right, let's go ahead. I've got my deck of cards here. Let's go ahead and see what our prompt for next week is going to be. Very exciting. It could be anything. I hope you'll join in. You know, all you have to do is post your work on social media and use the hashtag 52 happy little weeks. And I would love to share your work. All right, I did a nice little shuffle. And I think I'm going to grab this one. Oh boy, this one's going to be fun. It's the 10 of clubs, and it says, this would be a good place for my little squirrel to live. You know, Bob Ross loves his little squirrels. So, and there's a beautiful mountain back there and some evergreen trees in the front. Of course, beautiful Bob Ross landscape there. So, all right, so I guess squirrels, mountains, good places to live. There's a lot to work with here. So if you want to join me, once again, all you have to do is post your work on social media and use the hashtag 52 happy little weeks. I hope you'll join me. If not, thanks for following along, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks, have a great week.